Seems like power is a big part of your game. Do you take a lot of pride in that?
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in power, just being aggressive, and that's what every defensive end needs to be. They need to have a lot of power, being aggressive, and that's what goes into my pass rush move. Because a lot of speed is not going to work. A lot of speed and power, that's what you need in the NFL. That's what a lot of pass rushers do. So that's what I like implementing in my pass rush.
Isaiah, I know you've been working with Coach Jordan.
BT, yeah.
How's that been, and what are some things that you're going to have?
No, BT Jordan, he's my guy. But he helps me a lot with my footwork and pass rush. That's what I've been trying to work on a lot more. And footwork is a big part of my game that I feel like I need to work on a little bit more. But then he actually helps me get it down, so I feel like I'm pretty good at it now.
Isaiah, have you met with the Raiders yet? And if so, any kind of feedback from that meeting?
So what?
Have you met with the Raiders yet, and any feedback from that meeting if you have?
No, I have not.
What teams have you met with formally?
Formally? All right. I met with the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Vikings, and but yeah, those three.
How those interviews go?
No, they went well. I feel like they all pretty much like me. They like how I play. They see the passion I have in the game and how relentless I am going to the football. They know this is not going to stop me.
That's a weird question.
There hasn't been really weird questions thus far, but this probably is going to be coming up though.
One of the things I've heard about is pass rush play.
I feel like creating a pass rush pretty much starts in the beginning of the week and then into the game. I set up a lot of my pass rushes started out with bull rush. But as you start out with a bull rush, you see how they pretty much take that. My go-to move is a long arm, so you just stick with the long arm, reduce stab club, depending on how the tackle sets. But that's my pass rush game plan, and pretty much adjust from every tackle. You just see what the tackles haven't beat with or anything like that.
Third teams now talking about pass rush plans. What do they as far as feedback?
I pretty much explain it just like how I just explained it, and they full on agree exactly how I go about it. But then they just say look at what they've been beating with too. But that's what I've always been doing. It's been a great emphasis. He helped me with this going against in the Senior Bowl, going against the tackles, what I can use against them if they're weak in their hips or if they're stronger, if I can work off the edge or come underneath. But he helped me a lot with that too.
One of the things you mentioned last year when you matched one of your throws on how do you feel like you did 2022? I guess what you heard from teams in that area.
I feel like all 32 teams know I can stop the run and get to the pass rusher. Like the guy said over here in the UNC game, that was one of the back-to-back, just showing that I can pretty much dominate the tackle and get into TFL back-to-back plays.
I know that was kind of the highlight.
Yeah, that's a clip a lot of teams like to see, and you can see it throughout all the seasons.
What was Coach Mason like in his first year as a special teams coordinator?
Oh no, I like Coach Mason a lot. He helped me a lot with punt return, blocking the punts. Well, it's not called punt return; it's called punt block. That's basically what we're doing all the season, just blocking punts.
Yeah, I saw you had a few in your career. Is that something you want to try and contribute at the NFL level as well?
Definitely, yeah. Definitely going on punt block. I need to start calling it punt block. That's all we do. Just, imagine blocking a punt in NFL. That's just a big, tremendous change of momentum right there. I feel like what's tough about his offense is the misdirection that he has, and the way the O-line plays at Notre Dame. That's what helped me become better going against Joe Hall and Blake Fisher. Those are the guys that helped me become the guy I am right now. I felt like that's a move that he could make. I wasn't totally surprised, but I'm not there at Notre Dame right now, so I was able to talk to the coaches, talk to the players, see how they're really feeling about it.
Isaiah, what do you feel like you can prove about yourself this week?
I feel like there's nothing I can prove but just showcase that I'm one of the fastest defensive end for my size. I'm one of the athletic guys. I can jump the highest, broad jump the farthest. Anything that you guys test me with, I'm just going to be the top prospect for it.
You mentioned the Senior Bowl. What did you get out of that experience?
I feel like I got out of the experience just, like I said before, just going against great tackles and just showcasing that what I can do with my long arm and speed of coming off the edge, how fast I can go, and just the production I have during it.
Isaiah, you went to De La Salle High School that has a long lineage of NFL players. I'm curious if you've reached out to any alumni for any advice as you go through this process.
I haven't reached out to any alumni from De La Salle, but Henry's here, so he's technically alumni. So me and him are going through it together.
Against UNC, you had back-to-back stops in that game. Can you just take me through what you remember about it?
Oh yeah, the first time I got the TFL, I was just basically, let me just go right through the tackle. That's my mentality, especially since it was goal line. Let me get the first step down, go right through the tackle. So I pretty much did that, but redirected really fast and got the TFL. Second time it happened, like a split second, I just reacted really fast. I was like, wow, this is like the exact same play. They ran the same play twice in a row. It was like one extra blocker. So I just did the exact same thing twice in a row, but it helped me.
Isaiah, one play in your career you picked.
I'll probably say
One play?
One play.
Ooh, I would say this play always comes up to mind. Junior year against Cincinnati when I stripped sack Desmond. That was like one of the biggest momentum changer in the game, and we could have scored. I feel like we could have scored. I don't know. I probably should have blocked Desmond a little bit harder, but I feel like that's like something that I can simplify. I can get the ball out, make a difference in the game, and at least have a chance for a defense to score and for offense to score, give them better privileges. And the Georgia Tech game, same thing happened, but Myron ran it down. That was really fun to see.
You returned for your senior year. How do you think that's benefited you now that you're actually going through this process?
Definitely benefited me. I feel like junior year, I feel like I wasn't ready for the NFL. I wasn't like mentally prepared. But now, coming in senior year, coming into this position now, I feel like I'm more mentally prepared. I'm more aggressive, smarter, more physical, and I just feel like I'm just overall a better player right now.
There's a lot of drills you'll be going through with the combine that are maybe different than working on your technique for football. How have you been kind of training for those, and what's that process been like?
Training with
for like running the 40 and things like that.
I ran track back in my day, so all of it is just pretty much coming back to me from the drive phase and then just basically running the last 40. But all of it just is all new to me a little bit, but it's all something that I could just draw back to track, back to them.
Blocking punts, what gives you that knack?
I'm not sure. It's just something that something that I like ever since I did like freshman year. Just always just drawn to me. It's something that I always just want to keep doing. But it's just big momentum changer. But I feel like just my effort and competitiveness, and my thinking. I'm going to block this punt, this play right now. That's just my thinking every time I go in the punt block. I don't know if everyone else has that mentality, but that's my mentality. I just need to be one guy and get there the fastest point.
Isaiah, what kind of relationship do you have with the Aquara brothers?
Oh, Julian. I have more relationship with Julian. I never met Romeo though, but Julian, that's my guy. I met him. I didn't meet him, but I was with him all my freshman year. He pretty much showed me the ropes at Notre Dame and just becoming a defensive end.
When you're on the sideline watching the team do what he did in that game, what did you see from him that make you think he's ready for might be a little extra?
He's been ready for a big role since pretty much he stepped on campus. Jordan Botelho is my guy. He shows a very versatile pass rush. He can stop the run, and he's really like a menace to every single offensive line. He's really aggressive at a point of attack, and he can just dominate any tackle that he goes against.
I know you talked about a lot from Viper, ball back. What do you think about Viper maybe suits him best?
I feel like Viper, for him, he's like me, but like a little bit smaller. But he's athletic to play linebacker, he's athletic to play defensive end, strong enough to play both positions. So Viper, for him and for me, is just pretty much an in-between. He can play outside linebacker, he can play defensive end, but that in-between, he can play a little bit both.
What do you think his best trait is? Just the speed off the edge, burst?
I feel like his speed, burst, his aggressiveness, that's one thing that he hangs his hat on, that you can never stop his aggressiveness and relentless to the ball. He always wants to get the ball. He just loves the game of football. Like a role as in the position? Like where I line up is pretty much like 2-point stance. I feel like my role will probably fit more like in a 3-4 defense, just standing up, and that's what I've been doing all the past 4 years.
Isaiah, can you take me through your thought process pre-snap when you're looking at the offensive tackle? Let's say you're going against Blake Fisher one play, and then you might go against a Joe Alt type of tackle the next play. What is your process going into that play as far as how you're going to string things together, what you're going to pull out of your arsenal?
A lot of it comes from my week going into the game. If I can work the speed rushes, or if I just have to basically run through this guy's face. But that's what I do a lot. That's why I think about if I have like no pass rush like thinking before the play, and I just mad at I just pump up all the aggression. I'm just going to run through the tackle's face and get to the quarterback. That's like my mentality a lot of the plays. And if I have to like finesse a little bit, I just do speed rushes off the edge. But it all comes from the week before with all my preparation.
Isaiah, I know you work a lot of your moves like kind of off that like long arm using your leg. Can you talk us a little bit like just through some of your like pass rush plays, maybe your favorite way to attack?
A lot of it, like I said, was just coming from the week before, but a lot of it comes from setting up the long arm. So I set it up a lot with power in the first probably couple plays, but switching up here and there. I try to see what he does off that power. So I stick with the long arm if he's like weak in the hip, if I can just basically keep driving him back, or I go stab club. It's just always showing that long arm move right there.
I know you had I think you had 6 forced fumbles the year prior. Like what goes into like your mentality when you're sacking the quarterback? Like, what makes you so good about getting that ball?
For me, I think getting a sack is just normal. Everyone always gets a sack. Everyone always does it. But the next step is always getting to that ball. And that's what defense wants. That's what every team wants. It's not just about getting a sack, getting a negative play. Because you get a negative play, they can just get a deep shot for 20 yards and get a first down. If you get that ball, it's pretty much game over. You get +1 in turnover margin. And hopefully you get a touchdown. You get celebrated in the end zone, especially in the NFL.
Have you had the chance to be with the Steelers at all? And if you have, like, what are your impressions like of the coaching staff or maybe like Tom, even from afar?
I like the Steelers too, but yeah, I have been meeting with the Steelers, and plus they coached me in the Senior Bowl. A lot of their coaching staff was there too. But I feel like the head coach for the Steelers, he's pretty much like Coach Freeman. He's more of a team-oriented guy, more of a family guy that really is like with the players. I like that a lot.
Pass rush is something that obviously super sexy gets talked about all the time. But in this pre-draft process, a lot of these coaches asking about your run defense.
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah, you just want to become an overall defensive end. You don't want to just become a third down defensive end. That's who I am. I stop the run and get to the quarterback. You want to create negative plays.
Isaiah, who's next at Notre Dame? Who's the guy we're not talking about now? A year from now, we'll talk about.
Ooh. I would say Jordan Patella because he doesn't has as much hype that he should have. And he pretty much showcased it now, but next year when it comes, he's going to definitely be that guy for a defensive end.
At what point did you realize like he's got it?
Pretty much right when he stepped on campus. He just brought that swagger, brought the aggressiveness when it comes to spring ball. I pretty much just saw it from the beginning. And he just showcases his pass rush arsenal.
Talk about being a well-rounded player. Who was the toughest player you faced this year? Not the most talented, but the toughest coach.
I feel like the toughest guy I faced was I think his name is Matthew. It starts with a B, from Syracuse, the offensive tackle. Yeah, I feel like he was the toughest guy, like mentally and like physically, that I went against. Yeah, I was able to beat him, but like he came back the next play and still brought it.
Isaiah, going from Marcus Freeman, defensive coordinator, eligible initially, what do you feel like was there any different emphasis to your role on the team as a leader, all that great stuff?
Oh yeah, as a leader, since I was named captain, I felt like my leadership role was pretty much brought up to a bigger level. But the biggest difference from their two defenses wasn't like major. Because with Coach Freeman, I was dropping a little bit more, but like Coach Golden, I was just rushing a little bit more. Coach Golden wanted me to get to the quarterback, and Coach Freeman wanted me to drop the skies a little bit more for the offensive tackle. So that was like the biggest difference.
How much do you hate